Welcome to a new e-learning paradigm, a plusmap.ai.
Hey there, econ people, and welcome. Today, we're tackling something that I know trips up a lot of students in AP Econ, double shifts. Yeah, what happens when both the supply and demand curves move at the same time? It can seem super confusing, but trust me, we're going to make it simple. Let's jump in.
All right, so the double shift problem. Look, shifting one curve at a time, you've probably got that down. You've got your timer for demand, your rotten for supply. It's pretty straightforward. But when both curves start moving around, that's when things can get a little messy. And that's what we're here to solve.
So yeah, this is the big one, right? What in the world happens when both demand and supply shift at the same time? This is where so many people get stuck. But I'm telling you, stick with me, and by the end of this, you're going to have a super reliable, almost foolproof way to figure this out every single time. Okay, let's get into it. The good news? There are only 4 ways this can even happen. I mean, think about it. Demand can go up, and supply can go up. Demand up, supply down, demand down, supply up. Or they can both go down. That's it. So to really get a feel for this, we're going to take one of these and just tear it apart piece by piece. All right, let's look at the anatomy of a double shift. We'll start with that very first case we mentioned. What happens when both demand and supply increase together? Let's see what this does to our friendly neighborhood equilibrium. Okay, take a look at the graph here. An increase in demand. Well, that always shifts the curve to the right, so we go from D1 to D2. At the very same time, we've got an increase in supply, which also shifts its curve to the right, from S1 to S2. So our starting point, our old equilibrium at E1, has now moved to this new spot, E3. So what's the result of all this movement? Let's break it down. First, let's look at quantity. The increase in demand wants to push quantity up, right? To the right on the graph. And the increase in supply? It also wants to push quantity to the right. See? Both shifts are working together, pushing in the same direction. So the change in quantity is absolutely certain. It is definitely going to increase. No question about it. But now, let's talk about price. This is where it gets interesting. That increase in demand, that's pulling the price up. But wait, the increase in supply is pushing the price down. Uh-oh. They're working against each other. It's like a classic economic tug of war. So who wins this fight? And the answer is, we don't know. It completely depends on how big each shift is. Look here, if the shift in demand is way bigger than the shift in supply, well, demand wins and the price goes up. But if that supply shift is the more powerful one, then supply wins and the price actually goes down. Since the problem doesn't tell us which one shifted more, we can't know the final answer for price. That's why we call it indeterminate. It's uncertain. Okay, so this whole thing we just did, this whole breakdown, it leads us to a really, really important idea. I like to call it the golden rule of double shifts. And once you get this, everything else just clicks into place. Here it is. This is the key. In any double shift problem, one variable, either price or quantity, is going to be indeterminate. You will always know for sure what happens to one of them because both shifts are pushing it the same way. And you will always be unsure about the other one because they're in that tug of war we talked about. One is certain, one is indeterminate. Every single time. Burn this into your brain. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, I get it. I'll just make a chart with all 4 scenarios and memorize it for the test, right? It's a tempting shortcut. But please, there is a much better and honestly safer way to do this. I mean, look at this table. It's all laid out for you. All 4 cases. All the answers for price and quantity. It seems like the perfect thing to cram into your brain the night before the exam, doesn't it? But I'm begging you, please do not try to memorize this thing. Why not? Think about it. You're in the middle of a high-pressure exam. The clock is ticking. Is it easy to remember if an increase in demand and a decrease in supply made the price go up or the quantity? It's so easy to flip one thing in your head. Your memory can and probably will fail you when you need it most. Instead, do this. Just draw the graph yourself. Seriously, it sounds like more work, but it's actually faster
It's a million times easier than trying to recall that table from memory. And best of all, you actually understand what you're doing. It builds that real economic intuition.
So let's nail this down. I'm going to give you a concrete, step-by-step strategy that you can bust out on exam day to get these questions right every single time.
Okay, here it is, your 30-second exam method. Step 1. Just sketch out a quick supply and demand graph. Label your starting point E1. Step 2. Shift the first curve. Let's say it's demand. Just draw the new line. Step 3. Shift the second curve. Now draw the new supply line. And finally, Step 4. Just look at what you drew. Compare your new endpoint to your starting point. You'll literally see with your own eyes which variable definitely changed and which one is, well, all over the place. It's that easy.
So we just did the first one together. What happens when both supply and demand increase? That means there are 3 more possibilities left on the table. So here's my challenge to you. Which one are you going to draw first? No, seriously, pause this. Grab a pencil. Even just trace it in the air with your finger. Try it right now. Actually visualizing these shifts is how you're going to own this concept for good. You can totally do this.
We hope you're excited for what's next. For more learning materials, please visit aplusmap.ai.